Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Max and Trev.
Woo! Back from vacay.
Yeah, he's back from vacay, and we watched Season 6, Episode 9, Battle of the Bastards.
FYI, I got a double header here, because I didn't get to see the last one. So I watched both at the same time.
Yeah, so Trev watched Episode 8 and Episode 9 back to back. Quick thoughts on Episode 8.
Awesome. I don't think it was so bad.
8.
It was obviously, Arya getting stabbed was bullshit. It shouldn't have been that. But it seems like she made amends. But it's almost too tidy for Game of Thrones. That's my only qualm.
I totally agree. But we're talking about Episode 9, so
Yes.
let's move on to Episode 9. So, this episode came out, like, swinging. So we see, like, this crazy, like, cinematography flying through Marine. And, like, all this, like, crazy shit with, like, Dany on her dragons. We see, I don't know, did she burn all the Marine ships, or did she just burn one?
You only see her burn one. And I thought that was strategic, so I was like, she needs ships.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, that's what the plan was all along.
Like,
she intimidated the fuck out of everything.
Yeah,
because it showed her burn the one, and then it shows Tyrion and Grey Worm say like, "Hey, Unsullied, you know what the deal is," and then boom, they retreated. So it's almost like the whole army was Unsullied. So they gave up.
Yeah, no, they killed the two masters, and then
which was dope because
then they surrendered.
That was a move from like Dany's ancestors. That happened with Dany's ancestors.
What do you mean?
I remember seeing some featurette where there's like an assassin that breaks into the thing and they kill the Targaryen kid and they make the mom choose one and they kill the other one instead. And she tells him.
Oh, she does do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. So like I actually said you weren't watching the other video, but I said that this episode would start with Dany for like 10 minutes maybe, and then we get to the Battle of the Bastards. Let's go over to the Battle of the Bastards really quick, because that's where we got... Actually, you know what? No. Sorry. This is our reaction video. I want to talk about Tyrion and Dany first. They were talking, and they were talking about wildfire caches.
Yes. Very, very highlighting it.
It's, like, blatantly clear now. Like, it's like, Cersei's like, did you hear about that little rumor? And then he's like, the rumor's true, says Qyburn, and then all of a sudden they totally address it here.
Yeah. Plus, you saw it in the vision. You saw it in the vision of the stores, and you see in Bran's vision of it blowing up. Which it didn't. We know it didn't blow up in the time that the Mad King was manufacturing it, or the time that Tyrion was getting it manufactured. So we know it's going up in flames.
So that's 100%. The rumor that they were talking about is that there's wildfire underneath. The main thing is the Sept of Baelor, I believe it's called.
Yes, that's the major one that we know she's going to want to do, but we'll get into it. I don't know.
Okay, we'll save it for our episode 10 prediction at the end of this reaction video, but I really want to talk about the Battle of the Bastards. So I love this. I thought it was awesome. I love the drama leading up to it. Like, I love the interaction between like Jon and Sansa, and Jon is actually like he was like pissed, and like they like disagreed, and Sansa doesn't think that Jon he underestimates Ramsay. And
big time.
He thinks that he knows Ramsay, and like he clearly doesn't. He's going into a battle that he's not even prepared for.
No, he was kind of like, he pulled an Arya in this one.
Yeah.
He was very kind of sloppy.
But I think it fits with his character though.
Yeah, I know. He's an action man. But it's like, she said it, and he knew right away that it was going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he saw what he did to Rickon, and then he decides to charge anyways. And then he finds himself face to face with cavalry, only to get saved last minute.
Yeah, right? I think he realized.
Really dumb.
Yeah, when he
played it dumb.
Yeah, when the battle started out, and he made Rickon like walk.
Yeah.
So we thought he was gonna like stick dogs on him or like something like tragic, but then he thought he would shoot. So Rickon ends up dying. But yeah, Jon, I think when he gets off his horse, you see him like his look. He's like, yeah, I kind of fucked up. Like I messed up. And then all the armies come in.
Because then he obviously charges the army to dodge all those arrows coming in. You had to go kind of forward to dodge those arrows in that kind of military maneuver.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like he was doing that. He was going after blood. Like, he was pure emotional.
He's like charging.
And he still didn't really realize until the end that he fucked up, I feel like. Like, he just... Everything just kind of went to shit. We kind of knew that. What else was going to happen? They have no army. It had to be a down-and-out battle for them to have Littlefinger.
No, exactly. And it was, like, really down and out.
Oh,
like, it was more down and out than I thought.
Well, I was expecting down and out, and I was still like, whoa, like...
They were fighting on anthills of men.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then they were actually, like, cornered by the Boltons in a U shape, because the other side was just a man anthill.
Yeah. And like a real life Spartan move. That's like amazing how they did that.
Yeah, but I think what this episode did really well is it actually like it showed war well. Like John's getting trampled.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that war was like a professional war. If that happened to you, you'd look like an absolute asshole if you came out of it. But they got saved in the end. Yeah. Like if someone was able to pull a pincer move like that on you against like a wall of dead bodies, you'd look like a fool.
Yeah, but in the media, you never see wars where like there's like anthills of bodies. Like you never see that shit. And there's like people like laying on the side of the like on the side of the battle with like their guts hanging out.
When you see that like first clench or scrimmage or scrummage or whatever you call it in rugby, you have like a Braveheart. It's like a clear stage after. Even though there's horses and bodies and armor and spears and everything, all gets mixed in. They actually showed that.
Yeah, so they showed the bodies. It was insane.
Piles with people hurting and people getting trampled. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, it was a really good scene.
They're like fighting in this like dome, and like I said that Tormund wasn't gonna die because I felt like he's the only wildling main character that we have. We don't have any wildling that could take his place and be a leader. No. So I'm like, he actually can't die. Thank God, because I love the character. But I actually got nervous because he got nicked.
Oh yeah.
In the shoulder or whatever.
He got nicked and then he got fucking grabbed by that Umber dude.
Yeah, and then Lord Umber was beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, they had a good battle.
And I missed like a section of it. I thought that Lord Umber killed Tormund for a second, and then I realized that he actually slit Umber's throat when the veil came in.
Yes. He bit his throat.
Did he really?
Yeah, he bit his throat. Because I don't know, I didn't see how Umber lost his sword, but they were in such a clinch with all the bodies that it was like a huge crowd. So they were really like just fucking punching the shit out of each other. Tormund got knocked down, they got back up, and then he got so close to him that he bit his neck, and then he had like a bone. It literally used like a bone to kill him.
No way.
Badass.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
And then he was like slick with blood the rest of the time. It was awesome.
They all were. And then Sansa comes in with Peter Baelish.
Yeah.
And they pretty much like that. That's it. Like, you know that they won. And then Ramsay retreats to the Winterfell.
Yeah.
As expected. I thought it was badass seeing Jon, Wanwan, and Tormund. That's like the team, and they're like running to go and get him. Tormund died.
Yeah. Not Tormund.
Or Wanwan died.
Yeah. By Ramsay, fucking asshole.
I know.
But you actually kind of have to give it up to Ramsay. He played his part.
He kicked his ass. He kicked their... Wait, what?
No, Ramsay played his part. Like, he's like the Joker. He really didn't care.
Oh, he did great. I really enjoyed it.
Up until literally the second last breath of his life was...
Yeah.
He played his cards pretty well.
Yeah, and I loved how they stormed it in, and then Ramsay's like, I'll take you up on that one-on-one fight. And then Jon's going in with, like, blocking his arrows. Then he just keeps punching him, and then they lock him with the dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. And then the dogs eat him. Oh, it was great.
Yeah, his own dogs also.
He was smiling until he started getting eaten by the dogs.
Yeah.
But that makes me think, so... First of all, Davos. I thought that Davos was going to die. Did you think that Davos was going to die before this episode?
I thought there was going to be a confrontation between him and Melisandre in this episode.
Because...
And it was going to fuck him up.
Yeah. If it was obvious or not, whatever. But we did call that he would find the charred elk.
Oh, yeah. The elk was going to be found this episode, 100%.
Yeah. So I thought him finding that would lead to his death, just because he was like so like upset or whatever.
Well, it looks like we get a bit of that in the next one.
We see conflict.
But see, like, maybe we'll save this for the real episode, but Melisandre, man. Like, we had a little bit of a scene with her, finally.
Yes, don't bring my body back. Yeah, that's an important scene.
And it's, like, I don't know. She hasn't been around this season. So I don't know what my read is on her. Because she seems, like, so casual now. Before she would have been like, oh, yeah, he's going to find the thing and he's going to attack me. Now she's like, her guard is so let down now.
I think she just doesn't have...
She doesn't have it in her
anymore. I don't know. But then, so then what would Jon do with that? Like, if he had proof that she killed an innocent girl.
Well, he's not...
Because he is honorable, so he would pass the sentence, and he would swing the sword, wouldn't
he? It's like a fight between friends. He's not like the king of anything yet. He's not the king of Winterfell. He's no longer the Lord Commander. He's really only leading these two people, right? Yeah. And Tormund, I guess, included in the wildlings, but no one's following him other than what just happened now. Mm. All the pieces are in place. Like, it's almost like it's just a fight between them, right? It's like, oh, like, chill out. Like, I don't know this. Okay, let's sort this out. Like, that's why I don't know why Davos, who's he yelling at to tell on Melisandre? It's Jon, but why? Like,
because Jon's obviously the leader.
Yeah, but Jon's gonna kill Melisandre for doing something that he has like nothing to do.
Maybe, but I was wondering. So
he's not a leader of anything other than like the team of friends there.
I don't know, but now that we have them taking over Winterfell, who takes the leadership role?
Sansa.
Do you think it's going to be Queen Sansa?
I don't know if it's Queen.
Well, yeah, King of the North, Queen of the North, kind of thing.
I guess, yeah, Warden of the North for now.
Warden of the exactly.
But I don't know. Littlefinger's coming in, and it seems like there's some shit there.
Well, that's why in the preview he said, "Don't you know why I came here?" He's like, it's almost like he said that he came there for her.
Yeah.
Like, so.
But he's just always so clever with his words.
Yeah, so either he wants to take her back to the Vale, maybe he wants to marry.
No, he needs her there. Who else would be there? Who else
I know. So I think he did help her because strategically he needs an ally in the north because he's making his way. He has allies in the east. He has allies in the north. He doesn't have allies in the south really much because King's Landing seems like they're going to be fucked.
Oh fuck that! Oh fuck.
But yeah. So I really just quickly want to touch on Daenerys just getting her Theon and Yara. Your favorite characters.
Yeah, fuck them.
As allies. I don't have much to say about it. It made sense.
Theon doesn't even need to be there. Honestly,
I don't know. I think
I guess it's like the man-woman thing where they have to talk to the man, like technically because of the rules in this world, and then he ends up just passing the mic to her, anyways. So it's just they annoy me. I'm sure there's gonna be something that redeeming from that story, but I thought they had a lot more ships than they did.
I liked it though because Daenerys accepted them because Yara and her shared so much in common.
I didn't get to do my predictions on this episode coming, but I would have thought that Yara would have showed up and fucked those ships up to like kind of show like, hey,
oh really?
Right?
I thought Dany would just scorch all the ships, even though she needed the ships.
Though. Like literally, she just won the war by herself and her dragons.
Yeah, and that was so badass. The two other dragons come out. I don't know, maybe they like sense Drogon's presence. I don't fucking know, but they come out and they roll out. It was awesome. Yeah. So maybe in episode 10. So let's talk about episode 10 now. So we're definitely going to be getting, some Daenerys, and we see Daenerys with Daario or whatever in the preview. I think we're going to be seeing some of that. But now we have 3 free dragons, and they're guaranteed going to be by Daenerys' side after this fight.
Oh yeah, they're not going anywhere.
So now that means that I think Daenerys is finally going to be seeing Tyrion's somewhat bond with them, even though, he did establish, they know that he's not his enemy. So she'll be shocked that they're not, aggressive towards him. They're more passive towards Tyrion.
It's hard to fucking sort my thoughts on this because there's literally 60 precious minutes left of this season.
There's so much. So there's 69 minutes, and they got to touch on so much.
Minutes, right?
So they got to touch on so much shit. So we're gonna get Bran, okay? We're gonna get the reveal that Jon Snow is actually Jon Targaryen. Okay.
We can only hope. It showed a white raven flying, which usually means the winter, right? So that's a sign that fucking those guys are 100% that wall's coming down. Or
is
something.
It though? Because here's the way I think about it. So I feel like the Bran is going to be at a weirwood tree, but it's going to be the weirwood tree where Jon and Sam swore their vows. So maybe he goes there and then he decides, at literally the end of the episode, at the 68-minute mark, they get to the wall or some shit, and he walks through and it comes crumbling down. If the wall comes down, the White Walkers won't be there. I guarantee it. It'll be open season. So it'll be nervous. It'll just be open to season 7, that the wall is open now that anything can happen.
I don't know in which manner the wall is coming down. All I know is the wall's coming down. Or something shows that the wall is no longer holding. You know what I mean? It's oh fuck. This magic doesn't work anymore. Because it really doesn't seem that magic. It's just a big ass wall.
No, I think magic actually holds it up, dude. There's enchantments to keep them out, but then also I think magic holds the ice up.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, this shit's fucking falling down no matter what. I'm thinking we're gonna see a double King's Landing getting blown to shit up.
Well, I think King's Landing is gonna be the main arc of episode 10.
Yeah, big time.
So what do you think's gonna happen next episode for King's Landing?
I was working on a theory actually while we were getting set up, and she's gonna want to blow this shit up. She's going to want to blow the church up.
Well, her set of mind is going to be, I need to save my son. I will burn cities to the ground for my kids. Right now, my son is clearly in danger with this religious fanatic.
But now the Sparrow knows, from what she showed from the previous episode, that she means business. Yeah. So, fucking Tommen is not leaving the Sparrow's side. So, and the Sparrow knows all this. Remember, the Sparrow knows all this shit.
100%. And Cersei's going to think that's going to be his card.
Right.
She's going to think that Tommen isn't in the Sept of Baelor.
What does he say, too, on the throne? he says if one of the things should fall, then everything should fall. He says something like the two pillars of the kingdom
are the religion and the faith.
And if one of these should fall, I think it's a symbolism of that if the church blows up, it's going to be pointed right at her, and it's just going to be...
It's the idea that one can't survive without the other. And I think that's 100% true, because I think Cersei's going to think, I'm going to take out all these religious fanatics by blowing up this sept, and she's going to have faith that her son is out of there. But then the High Sparrow in his back pocket is going to be like, no, obviously he's with me, and she might end up killing her own son. But then there's so much happening in this, and there's so much that could possibly be happening. Like, will Jaime get there? Like, I don't understand. Like, what, maybe in the next 3 episodes of season 7, will we see Cersei become like, oh, my kid's dead, fuck it, like, fuck this place, and then Jaime will stop her?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
I was thinking that was putting another part of my theory was that Jaime killed the Mad King because he was gonna blow up the city, right, and everything in it, burn them all, and that's why those things are there in the first place. So that prophecy, right? It says her little brother will kill her. So maybe that's something to do with it.
And the way I see it too, like,
it's a little bit loosely connected, but
yeah,
I don't know.
And the way I said this in our previous video that you weren't in is that Brienne offered him back his sword, Oathkeeper. He refused it. He can't keep his oaths right now.
Yeah,
he needs to stay on his oath breaker path. And that's probably to do what's right, and what's right probably at the time is to kill his own sister, which he was sworn, which he loves, and.
But who's he, like, if Tommen dies, the king's dead. He's coming back to a city in shambles, or he's coming back to a city that blows up literally in his face. So, I don't know, man. It's tough for Jaime on these next few episodes. But, like, we don't even know. Dorne could show up, and it could be this whole thing. Like, we haven't seen them for a while.
I know. I think they're going to retire them until next season. I think that's where...
what are they left for?
That's one of the possibilities where Varys could be going. Either... Varys is going to go to King's Landing and kill off Kevin and all that shit, but I think King's Landing is so fucked up, I don't think he's going to go there. I think Cersei's going to take care of killing all those people.
What about the spot, like the Whispers? Do you think they kill Varys?
Oh, kill Varys? You know what? I said this in the last video. So we see a bunch of kids stabbing like something.
A POV.
I think it's almost like Varys comes back and takes back his birds and have them kill, like, Qyburn.
Yeah, how are they going to fit that in? That's crazy, man.
It's like that. I can't even comprehend what could happen next episode because it's only 69 minutes, and they got there's gonna be something that blows our mind, but I just don't know what it is.
And I noticed something in the last 2 episodes that I watched, and it seems like Qyburn has a lot of control over the mountain, because we see, I noticed that that guy on the street that was making jokes on Cersei, like, way back, was it episode 1 or 2?
2. He
died. Like, how would Cersei have heard that? Been bothered by it to send the mountain.
I think
Qyburn sent him out to kill him and to, like, don't fucking talk about the queen. It was almost like a propaganda thing.
But then at the same time, the queen's very, like, Cersei's very, like, I don't want anyone speaking.
But at that stage, she wasn't, right? And then you saw in this episode when I don't know, and I'm kind of mixing episodes. I'm so tired that she walks out of the room, going somewhere, and the mountain doesn't follow.
Oh, she does. He doesn't.
No, and then Qyburn walks out, and then he follows. So there's something there. Yeah, obviously, the trial by combat got shut down, so, like, maybe he can control him somehow.
So it's showing that his leadership is with Qyburn.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, like, as a whole, how could this possibly end? Like, so Jon's going to be staying at Winterfell.
Only for the time being.
Like, currently, but I don't, like, what's his next mission? Like, what's his next, like, right now he's probably like, okay, here's your home, here's our home, great, I'm gonna stay here for a bit, and then I'm gonna make my way somewhere else, or I'm gonna live my life here and just kind of be like, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how, like, could Bran somehow figure out a way to tell Jon about his heritage without actually being there?
No, I think that's only for us, because it doesn't matter to Jon right now. What does it matter?
Yeah, I would think,
because it's only when Dany and Jon meet, really.
Yeah.
Right. It's not really important. Unless there's, like, some showdown, which we know that I don't see that coming, like a White Walker showdown again, because there's no way that they're gonna bridge that gap.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to have another White Walker showdown. I don't think we're gonna see the White Walkers.
No, I don't think so either. I'm starting to think you're just gonna see. Imagine it was that shot with the white bird. It was, like, flying to Castle Black, and he's like, you just see the fucking wall come down. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I know. There's so much that could happen.
It's like winter's coming from both ends in this case.
Yeah, but then there's so many like small characters, like Sam. Like, what the hell's Sam doing? Are we
Maybe Sam sends that white one because they send it from Old Town.
Maybe he figures it out and he sends something to John.
It never makes it.
I don't even know, but like, there's all these characters that we just haven't seen in a while. Like Sam. Like, holy shit. Like, I don't know. The Hound? We haven't even talked about the Hound. The Hound, like I keep saying, that we were talking about it. You were a supporter of him going to King's Landing and fighting what's his face. And I thought he was going to go to Winterfell to support Jon. And guess what? Looks like he's going north.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? So he's going to go north. Which is going to be absolutely like unbelievable. And Brienne's going in the same direction. Could we see is it going to be two separate parties, or are we going to see the Brotherhood, the Hound, and Brienne and Pod meet up and go to there together?
Who the fuck is Jon leading? He's like the Captain America, if you will, of this team. So who's going to be in his posse, basically? There's so much, man.
Crazy.
The next episode is going to be crazy.
Holy shit! And then either the Hound and them get to Winterfell now or next season. Arya, I have something to say about Arya. I thought that Arya would maybe have a 2-minute scene of her finally like leaving for Westeros. But that being said, based on the timelines, so picture the last like 4 episodes, Jon's been recruiting.
Yeah.
That's like weeks and weeks, months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arya's story has taken place in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You got a ton of time to work with to catch up. We could get Arya in Westeros next episode.
Like she's just showing up?
She's just there. Because
I hope not.
Think of the time.
Do you think she'd land in King's Landing? Though?
No. Here's what I think. And I want to preface this by saying, I said this before. I have a guy that I watch, Enchantment of Eternity. Go check him out. This is his prediction. I think it's 100% right. That's why I want to talk about it. But I also noticed he didn't mention this, but she, when the Hound gets injured.
Yeah.
She gets on a boat and sails to Bravos, right?
Yes.
That is the dock. I think that's the dock where she's going to be dropped off. She can't be dropped off at Winterfell because of the snows. And that is in the Riverlands.
Yeah.
That is where Walder Frey is, by the twins.
Oh, sweet.
That is, you see him toasting the Lannisters?
Yeah.
I think she is going to be killing Walder Frey
like in
episode 10. And then the next season is going to be her like 3-episode journey to Winterfell.
Interesting. I like it.
I think that's it, because you could say like, so many people would say like, oh, it's Arya teleporting. I don't think it that way, because like we've had like months of Jon. Jon has been recruiting for months. Arya's story took place in a week. There's all this time that we can just skip.
Yeah.
Because the time isn't relative, right? So I think that's really interesting. But
yeah, very interesting.
That's all I have to say for our reaction video. You got anything else?
No, that's everything.
That's everything? All right, guys, so you can check us out in the next couple of days. We're going to be doing probably a huge spoiler discussion. We're going to be giving our theories and thoughts of this episode and really delving deep in episode 10. But until then, I'll see you guys later.
See ya.